Um, so welcome everybody. Somebody back me up here. I think we're on episode 6 now. This is our 6th session, I believe. I think the low road was number 5. So what I'm calling the Dwarfen Camp is episode 6 here. Really happy to see everybody present. Can you all hear me pretty good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I need to go up at all? I feel like I'm quiet.
Sound good to me.
Yeah, you sound good.
Do we want to go around and give everybody a check? Lord Yannick, give us a little mic check. I am.
What up, players?
Sounds good. How about Greg?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Sounds good. How about Alka?
Check, check.
And Caitlin? You're muted.
You're muted.
Caitlin, give us a little mic check here, gal.
Hello. Sorry, I was making my customary green tea.
Green tea, green mic, green screen. Nick.
Oi.
Excuse me. I meant Lord Bippers, Constable Bippers. And finally, Vincent.
Hey, how's it going?
Okay, great. Everybody's lovely.
Hey, do you know how to connect OBS to Zoom? You said that it was compatible now, right?
Yeah, so Caitlin and Nick would be the ones to ask about that. But basically, the latest version of OBS has a feature in the program that says start virtual camera, something like that.
Let me see if I can find it.
And once you highlight that button, it should be able to show up as a webcam source in Zoom.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I see start virtual camera.
And so I think at this point, everybody at least has the broadcasting software. Some people can't really run it on their current, computers and stuff. We'll just keep on inching towards that. And the people that can do it and that, find it meaningful, will do that. But that's sort of just an eventual goal that we'll sort of squeeze towards. And we definitely kind of work on some of that stuff on our off weeks in the little sessions we have with that. So anybody who needs a little extra coaching with that, come next week and we'll get you squared away best we can. It's been a little bit since we had everybody on board, so it's great to see everybody here. The prompt I sent out quite late. So for anybody who didn't get it, I'm going to read it so that you can at least think about it a little bit. You might be able to do something spontaneous with it. All right, so this is what I wrote. Finally, you have a chance for respite. With roasted mutton and ale in your belly, you fell fast asleep. It is a deep and restful slumber filled with strange and portentous dreams. What do you remember upon waking? So if you didn't get a chance to write a little something about that, think about that. Our last session was leading up to the first actual sort of rest and respite that our heroes have encountered so far, basically this whole adventure, I think. Previously in the Underveld, our heroes had their first bit of respite from the whirlwind of danger and mystery they have faced thus far. In the strange but mostly warm company of 3 dwarven brothers, Mahlin, Colin, and Stalin, they drank and feasted together and shared stories of their people. So we return to the scene of the dwarven camp where our players are just laying down to rest. 2 of our company went to bed a little bit early last time. I think maybe 3 of our company actually. And I believe that was Vincent and Lord Yannick and maybe just Vincent and Lord Yannick. Did anybody else go to bed early?
I mean, Craig's brain wasn't working the whole day after that. I mean,
yeah.
But
all right. Well, so sun far from you and not directly in your field of vision, the sun has set, but your circadian rhythms sort of sense that this is going on. And there will be, I'm going to use this as an interlude to talk about the sunstroke system. Sometimes we will enter a turn order that is outside of our regular sort of combat time frame, and we'll enter turn orders that are in entire sunstrokes. So each day is split up into 4 sunstrokes. There is sundown to deep night to daybreak, daybreak to high noon, and high noon to sundown once more. So in our next little bit here, each of you is going to pass the time between sundown and deep night. And a very typical and perfectly viable answer would be, I'm going to sleep. And during that time, if you choose to sleep, your character is going to recover hit points and potential, like attribute damage if you had it. I don't think anybody has that going on right now. Alternative things that you might do. The other big obvious one is, instead of sleeping, you could have a somnium extraction ritual performed on you, for instance. I believe the only player in our party currently that can perform this ritual is Vincent. So Vincent could, on a willing subject, perform a somnium extraction ritual, in which case you would not be viable for the benefits of regular sleep. You basically, in lieu of the sort of dream energy that would come to you when you sleep, gets extracted by Vincent and compresses into a piece of somnium. So,
And it's gonna cost you too. You're gonna have to be my friend.
right.
Some catch there.
Count me out.
So it would be helpful to me, and give me a second to kind of set up the scene here, if people who were in attendance the last session could give a little bit of their perspective, metagaming on what happened last time, and sort of what they learned about the 3 brothers, Mahlin, Colin, and Stalin. And I'm going to dip out for a second. You guys have a little time here.
Oh, which one was the angry one? Stalin?
Stalin was the one that hates humans and doesn't trust us.
Yes.
And then Marlin was the regular guy that kept coming out, right? And then
Yeah,
I
he
wouldn't
was
say-
our host.
I would hardly say regular.
yeah,
but
not regular. And and then that leaves Carlin as the very sensitive.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah,
was
my,
himself
the-
one.
My
The
brother.
soft. Carlin the soft.
Oh yes, and Craig really bonded with Carlin.
Yeah, we're best buds. He's coming with us whether he knows it or not.
Because of their abilities to comfortably share their emotions.
Oh, and
Right.
Carlin told us that Stalin has had some trauma, and that's why he hates and distrusts humans so much. But we're not allowed to talk about it in front of him. Don't
I
want
just-
to bring up the trauma.
I just want to be his friend so much more now.
I think we already knew this, but it became very clear last session that they have been here for a weirdly long amount of time.
Like hundreds of years.
Yeah, they're
Lifespan appears to be much different than ours.
yeah.
Yeah. Ugh.
The ale was not great.
It wasn't great. It could have been better.
It could have been better, but
Also, it would appear as though the dwarves are the one running the road through the lizards home.
Oh yeah, they're like super like awful people. They're just taking over these lizard people's homes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I gotta say, these guys aren't great. Objective.
But I have some PTSD from my experience with the Lizzies, so I'm kind of
Well, that's 'cause-
currently emotionally siding with the dwarves because I had a bad experience.
Well, yeah, when you're called the road killer, it's hard not to feel like you have to be on that side.
Yeah, you will see that I'm gonna have nightmares about that later.
I mean, but like take the sick nickname though, right?
Yeah, no, it's a cool name. I'm the road
I already
killer
got the back cut. I give myself a big old stick and poke.
now. right on the ass.
Yeah, it took a long time.
It's really hard to get in that position for you to be able to do that.
System of several mirrors.
It's really more, the trick is to dislocate key joints in your body.
Did Colin help a little bit with that?
No,
I feel
didn't.
like he would have provided support.
He would be great at that.
Also, Marlin had a really cool ballad poem that he shared with us.
Yeah,
that
there
I
was
really liked.
Also, we played this question game, but they weren't questions. The first three weren't actually questions, more as
One of them was a
statements.
trivia
I
question.
didn't write the cards. Mahlin wrote the cards.
that was Marlon.
Okay. So I'm going to go around the horn, and I'm going to start with Craig. And keep in mind, like, everybody's hit points are probably down a bit. All this stuff, you're all in dire need of some respite here. And if you spend one sunstroke resting, you're going to get those benefits. And I think the way we'll play it today, I don't have a hard and fast rule about this, but the way we'll play it tonight is that if you spend a cycle resting in like a real, actual restful situation, you get some food in your belly, you filled that requirement for the day, then you get to heal a number of hit points equal to a roll of your vigor dice. So if you have less than a 6 vigor score, you're going to be rolling a d4. 6 or greater, you're going to be rolling a d6. So, Craig, what will you do for your turn here? First
I
stroke.
think I am going to sleep because I died pretty recently, kind of. So
That's true.
I'm gonna thank Marlin and Carlin for their hospitality, and then I am going to just graciously nod towards Stalin, and then I am gonna go to sleep.
All right, you have a nice final exchange with the brothers. Lukewarm coming from Stalin, but maybe an imperceptible amount of solidarity there. You enter a deep and restful slumber, and then suddenly you wake in the middle of the night. It must be close to deep night. And you have some fuzzy recollections of a dream. What was the content of your dream?
All right. When I woke up, I couldn't remember much. I could only recall the warmth of home, and then it being drowned out by fog.
I see. We're going to move to Constable Bippers. You got food in your belly, you got drink in you as well. A lot, warm fire and everything. How do you spend the first sunstroke, Bippers?
Well, I make a hearty burp. I pat my belly, and I settle down for a nice sleep to recover some dang old HP.
All right, and you guys, if that's what you choose to do, go ahead and roll that and account for that on your sheet and everything. You do have some dreams. Tell us about the contents of your dreams, Constable Bippers.
I dreamt of a beautiful woman. I only saw her from behind at first. She appeared to be beautiful, silhouetted in the light. Long, beautiful black hair. Long legs, an ass that does not quit. I approach her. I can't see her. I'm reaching. She turns around. And she has the face of my emesis, Bobby McDougalson. And he turns to me and he says, "Bippers, you're a fucking loser." And I wake up from in a sweat, partially erect for some reason, and confused.
All right, disturbing indeed. Dreams can be such strange windows into our unconscious minds. Vincent, how will you spend your sunstroke?
I tried to go to bed early, but I kept tossing and turning in my sleep. Perhaps I was hungry, having not eaten before laying down. So when I get up, I rise and I wander around the camp trying to look for food and look for companionship leading into deep night.
All right, we're going to come back to that in case anybody else is up at that time. Effie.
Okay, I'm going to definitely heal up because I'm almost dead. And we're going to get some sleep. And that's that.
And in that sleep, what dreams do come?
I dream fondly of Penelope and Sugar Tits, for their loss still weighs heavily on me. Mostly Penelope. I don't know why. I never really bonded with Sugar Tits, but we just didn't have that in common. And then I wake up and I reach my hand out to pat Penelope, who obviously sleeps next to my bed every night, and he's not there, and I sigh to myself.
What a bittersweet moment. Lord Yennik.
I will also sleep. I suppose I'll just continue to be hungry. But yeah, I'll sleep and get a hit point back.
Okay. And what do you dream of?
Yeah.
What does Lord Yennik dream of?
This cave system we're in with this molded stone and carved stone is affecting my slumber. I dream of days past, walking through the stone walls through a corridor, reaching out, kind of feeling the moist stone in the morning, and remember times back when I was younger and my parents were still alive, and that's it.
All right. And finally, Alka, what do you do with your sunstroke?
Well, I had a lot of ale, not the best, but a lot of ale, and ate a lot of food that Mahlin provided. And so I am just feeling real sleepy. So once I see everybody's kind of wrapping things up and the night is ending and the stories are done being told, then I retreat back to my sleep spot and go to bed for the night.
All right. And you also have a dream. And you wake up from your first dream. And what was that like, your first dream?
I was back in Walden Woods. It was dusk, and I saw a pair of glowing eyes coming from behind this tree. And then I hear rustling over by another tree and another pair of glowing eyes. And then all of a sudden, the light goes out like a candle being blown out. And I just hear these hissing whispers. And I hear, "Road killer, road killer, road killer." And then I wake up in sweats.
Dun,
Okay.
dun, dun.
Waking up sweaty is my thing.
And you return to sleep, but your sleep, once more, is filled with disturbing images. And hold on a second. You find yourself back asleep and slowly drifting into a scene of being in a dark cave. But as you walk through the cave, it's cold, there's water sort of around your ankles, and then from behind some little outcropping, you hear a voice whispering, where the fuck are my light? Where's my remote? You see? Sorry, that's not what the voice is whispering.
I was hoping it was.
All right. You hear a whispering, a whispering voice. Road killer, road killer, come to take what is ours. You are not welcome here. You will not survive. And then you wake up.
Fuck.
All right. And now we go on to, we'll return to Vincent. Vincent, does anybody on their second sunstroke, are they going to continue to rest? or is anyone going to get up and join Vincent around the camp?
Do I get to heal more if I sleep more?
Correct.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna sleep.
I'll join Vincent.
Yeah, I think I'll wake up too. And just
I'm
kind of
waking
hang
up.
out.
Yeah. Time to wake up.
I'm gonna heal so well, guys.
All right, so everyone but Alka, they find themselves outside the camp.
I woke up.
Excuse me, everyone but Effie, I meant. Find themselves outside the camp. And so we go there now. It's obviously dark. There's a little bit of light from sort of the perma fire that they keep going outside the big tent. And as we experienced last time, the big tent is actually hollowed out in the ground underneath it, so it feels a lot bigger from the inside than it looks from the outside. And we'll go to the group here gathered as they discuss their situation around sort of the smoldering fire. A little bit of overdone mutton is still there on the spit. And we've got a minute on the clock. Go ahead here, guys.
I couldn't sleep because I was having some weird dreams. Anyone else having weird dreams?
No,
Oh my
I had a totally normal dream.
In my
Yeah,
dream, my mom was feeding me rice pudding, and I was sitting in her lap, and it was hot and it was burning my mouth. I guess I was pretty hungry.
Yeah, I had that same dream.
You and I share a lot in common.
Yep. Yeah, my dream wasn't weird at all. It was totally the same as your dream. Normal.
Bippers, is there something wrong with your pants?
No. They mound funny.
Okay. It's just the pants. It's
When I
just
sit like it's the pleats, okay? When I sit like this, they mound funny, okay?
yeah. No, I believe you.
I have plenty of blood in my head, don't worry.
Does anyone here trust these strange men?
I think they mean well.
I mean, Stalin kind of, rubs you the wrong way at first, but then you learn a little bit more about his backstory, and you just, let him be himself.
Hey, we're not supposed to talk about that. Shush.
Well, what backstory? I must have missed this.
You'll forget about it. It's okay.
What?
So you can just tell him anything. He won't remember. I mean, he just has a troubled past, and he prefers that we don't speak about his own affairs.
Mhm.
And he hates us.
Well, he just doesn't. Yeah, okay, that's fair.
It's not personal, but he hates us.
Yeah.
He has to have some sort of antisocial behavior, something that I know very well about.
Well, I know that Evie was having some thoughts last night about how maybe, the Lizzies are the victims, but I had the worst dream last night and it scared me shitless, and they didn't seem like victims to me.
Yeah, they're
Well,
a little bit too menacing to be sympathetic, frankly.
I think at first we got to figure out what we're doing here. Because, I mean, are we here to help these guys out with the Lizzies, or?
Well,
We
they are part of a
trying to-
union, and I'm a union man, and so I'm on their side.
Nope. I'm really just looking to see where we all stand, honestly. Because, I mean, I don't know. I've never been much of a heroic type of person before, and I don't know if.
Well, I just told you where I stand. I'm a union man, so I stand with
Well-
the unions.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I mean, I stand with the dwarves at this moment just because the Lizzies tried to kill me and will probably try again. So I'm feeling a little defensive.
Well, I'm just gonna say, imagine you were just hanging out in your house, and then some person just fell off and crashed through your ceiling. You know?
It-
Yeah,
It's out-
but they called me names and they made me feel bad. I didn't do anything.
And it sounds like they're scabs too.
Yeah, what he said.
Oh, what time is it?
Oh no.
Oh,
Hey, morning, Colin.
good morning. I heard you talking about something.
Yeah, we're wondering if the Lizzies were part of another union or if they're scabs.
Scabs. No, I doubt they really have the constitution for union membership. I don't think they even have any form of currency that I'm aware of. So no, and I don't think that they really respect work or entrepreneurship. You know, that kind of thing. They seem to be totally detractive, and I mean the lizard brain. I mean, I don't mean to speak ill of others, but no, I don't think they probably are unionized.
Hey, Colin, you seem to be, pretty well in touch with the history of your people. And what has there ever been a recording of a relationship with the Lizzies that wasn't hostile between both parties? Is there any history of a better relationship?
Well,
Maybe like
I am
a love
flattered.
story?
I am flattered by your thoughts that I am sort of the memory of this group, and I will say we do have long memories, but they are foggy memories, and memories are strange because every time you recollect, and you think about your past, I mean, don't you really cast a new coloration on it? And isn't memory sort of ephemeral, I suppose? What was your question?
No, never mind.
A love story. Is there a love story between dwarves and Lizzies? Like
No.
a forbidden love kind of situation?
Can we set one up?
No, I don't think anybody's really interested in hearing that sort of story. I mean, I would say at best the Lizzies are sort of like a force of nature that the dwarf contends with, And I don't even know if there are Lizzies anywhere else in the Underveld, or I don't really know that much about the Lizzies. Truth be told, we've never recovered a corpse. We've never really had any interaction beyond some violence, and I suppose of all of us dwarves in the crew here, probably my brother Roland knows the most about him. But of course, he is if he is alive, he's probably he probably knows a thing or two. I wouldn't presume to want to know what he's been through and what he's experienced. But excuse me, I think I'm going to excuse myself.
Does anyone else want to know what happened to Rollin?
Oh,
He-
Rollins
he's-
kidnapped by the. Is he got killed by the
Yeah.
Lizzies?
No, he's the one that they want us to help rescue that was kidnapped.
Well, they've got one of ours. I see how this is affecting Carlin. I think we need to take one of theirs.
So we need to kidnap Lizzie.
All right, I'm asleep. I just remembered that as soon as I started talking, so I'm gonna put this down.
Well, we'll move on to this next Sunstrokes Pass, and it's now early morning again. Is there any other major points that you guys want to hash out before this other Sunstroke is done, so we can include?
Did I hear some chat while I was asleep about us just like unequivocally siding with the dwarves? Did we agree? What do you mean they have one of us, Matt? They have one of them.
They have one of my brother's brothers.
Or Craig.
Who's
sorry.
Matt?
Yeah, sorry, I don't know. I've got sleep madness.
I think I had some of that the night before. It's okay.
All right, I'll go with the group. I just let my objection be noted that I think we might be helping the wrong side.
We're gonna grab one of them and learn from them. Maybe.
And then we can make an established argument.
The old
as to
forced
what we need to
learn.
do. Yes.
We'll write it down because we believe in.
Grab them.
And maybe one of us.
Hey,
will
we
fall in
got
love.
an argument going on. I hear you. Hello, you have woken me up. What is disagreement here?
Wait, which one are you again?
My name is Mahlin.
So you're not kidnapped anymore?
No, that's
No,
Rollin.
that's Rollin. This
Oh.
is
You're
Rollin.
thinking of my brother Rollin.
We're just talking about.
Forgot.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. Nobody feels very chatty now.
Haha. Well, you kind of scared me. I'm gonna excuse myself and go to the bathroom.
Yes, actually, I am also going to relieve myself.
I actually also need to after a hard night of bad dreams.
Mahlin's going to sidle up next to Craig as he's.
I thought you shit your pants out. What do you mean you still got some more? Alka. Anyway.
Oh, I had a little too much ale, I think. Oh, a couple glasses in, and you don't know it's not the best, you know. Oh.
Hungover, buddy?
Yes, I bet I will feel fine after I have some tea, I think.
Is it pretty good?
It's okay. It's not the best. It's made out of whatever's left dried in the bottom of the kegs of ale, so, you know,
I don't think that makes tea.
it may wake you up. Okay, Craig, you be quiet this morning. That's fine. So we got to make some plans, okay?
We already have a plan.
Oh, yes. Tell me your plan to rescue Rollin.
I don't remember all of it. We were
We're
gonna
gonna
fall in
grab a
love.
Lizzie
Grab a Lizzie, okay?
and we're gonna make him teach us his ways.
And maybe fall in love.
And then we
That is
have
on the
one,
table.
and then they have Rollin. So then you do the old switcheroo, and you
we
get
can tell.
Rollin back. That is assuming that they care about their own kind.
And we can pepper in some unionization amongst the Lizzies.
Yeah, we could radicalize them.
Exactly.
So, Alka, give me a check and tell me what stat you're going to use to try and convince Mahlin of this plan.
I'm going to use my guile, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
Make a
and
guile check.
with a D6. Or
You have a 6 guile?
I have a 5.
Okay, well then it'll be with the you'll use a d20 and then you'll add your guile score.
Okay, so I got 23.
Okay, you know what? Maybe this can work.
Okay, I was just gonna say that part of my convincing him, I was, being my creepy self where I got kind of close and loud, but I think Marlin's also like that, so I think that benefited me in our conversation.
Marlin just goes nose to nose with you. He's like totally unfazed by your invasion of his personal space. Yes, I can tell. You have something. You are brave, okay? You can capture the Lizzie and you can bring him here. We can pull out his teeth and smash his tail, okay? And we can eat his tail if it tastes good.
Okay, that was a step further than I was going. But,
Yes.
But I like your enthusiasm.
Okay. I like your enthusiasm.
Yeah, that's about right.
Tickle his feet.
So, what else? You, big man with the smoky eyes, what will you do? You gonna capture Lizzie's too?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna grab him. I'm gonna hold him. I'm gonna say, where's our brother?
Okay.
Well, that's all I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna get him. You coming with?
Well, some of us may have to stay behind. Are you going to find them where they live?
I don't think. I think we should maybe try to catch one or two off on their own. Maybe
Yeah,
I wouldn't
But
want
I'd
to
say our
invade
best
their
chance of that would
home.
be going in sight, like circling around the outskirts of their camp. Because otherwise, we have no idea where they're gonna be.
they're so good at hiding, in the dark.
They are
and
very good.
They move very quick. I think that we need to strategize, and maybe we need to kind of fan out, or one person goes out on their own, and the rest of us kind of hang back in support of that person. But they don't know that we're hanging back.
We
and then
set
we're
a trap.
We set a trap.
Oh,
Oh my god!
Yeah,
I feel
I
like
like
I'm gonna be
that.
the trap.
Okay.
right.
I'm the bait.
We don't know really where these Lizzies are. We have maybe an idea, but you will have to find them yourself, okay?
Well, both Evie and I have animal sense skills, so I think that we
Oh,
might
yeah,
be
do
able
they-
to utilize that.
Yes,
more.
they stink like bad smells. Like old eggs, maybe.
Are you saying maybe because you don't actually know what old eggs smell like, or
I don't. I don't know.
you don't really get eggs down here? I imagine.
Can't remember what eggs smell like. It's been a long time. Mostly, I am not eating eggs, and when I do, they are not old. But let me tell you what I know about the Lizzie's home, okay? So, there used to be a big river go through here. Big and cold, you know? And we, when we build the low road, have to drain out the river. And the Lizzies, they are in and out of the water. They can swim very good. They are very fast. They can hold their breath longer than me. And so when we drain the river, they are where they live, you know, is drained away. And so they are where the river goes now.
Okay, so you did kind of destroy their home, I guess. I'm kind of
Uh,
seeing Evie's perspective on that now.
we build a low road. We moved rocks. We move mice and worms, and yes, lissies. This is part of the job, you know. And so we can no longer dig because when the lissies came and they took Rawlin, they destroyed. They hurt our digging wand, our great wand, you know, and we don't know how to fix it. Rollin knows how to fix it, you know. So,
Oh,
but-
but we have someone who knows about wands.
oh, really? Yeah.
Constable?
I'm your wands man.
Oh, yes. Maybe you can fix the grand wand.
Yeah, I would really love to try that. I like wands, especially the grander the better.
Okay, well, let me tell you. Tonight, when the river is most high, you can follow it to where the Lizzies are.
Cool. We'll do that, I bet.
Okay. Until then, I have some work to do. You let me know what you need, and I can maybe help you out. We do have some things here. We have not had resupply in a long time, but you are welcome to what we have.
I feel like we'll need a lot of torches.
What-
Okay.
What do Lizzies eat besides road killers?
I don't know.
Okay,
Guess
Maybe
any-
they eat each other.
that doesn't seem sustainable.
Nice.
You don't know their population output.
They could pop out like 30 eggs at a time.
They are horrible creatures. They are not like you and me.
Oh, yeah, we're not the same, but
No, we
And
are.
Craig is not like us. So
Okay,
You're
you're confusing me. Anyways, I'm hungry. I'm going to go eat something.
okay.
Okay. So I think we should send the road killer out and then just kind of hide out around her while she taunts them.
oh yeah, that is a great plan. They clearly want her, and she's already said she knew we were going to use her as bait, so it feels like it's a
Did.
done deal.
Yeah.
Let's
But
use her as
we've-
bait. Craig, I don't know how sneaky you are though, because you have smoke coming out of your like open
We're in
face
the
holes.
dark.
Maybe you can borrow Marlin's little blue thing and like cover those up.
Oh, oh yeah, let's do that because
It was
I-
It was Carlin.
Well, they both.
Oh yeah, do they just
one.
have like mining gear? Yeah, give me some
Yeah.
goggles.
Also, what is the plan to I know I'm being the bait, but what's the follow-up plan or the next step, like after the Lizzie comes at me or multiple Lizzies? Like, what are you guys gonna do?
I got the mud.
Are we are we just deciding that we're gonna kill these possibly just like innocent lizards? Because
We're
if
gonna take 'em.
so, if
Now I
we
don't
fix
remember
the
much,
gun-
but I thought we were gonna capture him, not kill him.
Oh, well, then I got confused because he's starting to talk about
Well,
ripping off legs and
that's-
eating
that's where we-
flesh meat and
Yeah, Mahlin definitely wants to kill them. Our idea, I thought, was to do the old switcheroo, but apparently he wants to do that without the Lizzie's tail intact and other things. So we're gonna have to maybe convince them to not kill one if we capture it,
I
or
think they just
What
might. be a
happens
I'm gonna
little
if,
go.
like, what happens if like 5 of them come for the bait at once? Do we
Oh, I've
kill
thought
4
about
and
that.
take 1? Or
yes, and then we bring back the meat.
I think we
No.
gotta lure them out. Going into their stronghold is gonna get us, got. We need to lure out like 1 or 2.
if I act, as the bait and pretend that I'm trying to be sneaky, then maybe just one will come out because it'll still hear me because their senses are really keen in that environment. But if I go out with a torch and I'm just like, hey, it's Alka, then, we're going to invite a crowd in.
What if I pretended to be you?
Okay, well, you're like 7 feet tall and
And you have
I'm
smoke eyes. I
And you
don't. I hate
Just
to keep
it's
bringing
just
this
one.
up.
It's just one, and the eye patch covers it.
yeah, okay.
And I got the
Right.
goggles coming in. I'm gonna be walking around like a blind guy.
Okay. All right. What
But-
about this? We use Alka to lure out. Presumably, they have guards. They have a rotating guard system. We go to the outskirts of the concentration of where the bad egg smell is coming from. And we lure out one guard. And then I guess we just kind of like pounce. My plan falls apart there, but I think that's the start of something good.
Did
All right, so you
dwarves
guys
any
have-
nets or anything?
You guys have 2 sunstrokes before the river is going to come up through, with the hydrostatic pressure, it'll start to appear, the old source of the river, and you'll be able to follow it, that is leading somewhere near the Lizzie camp. So I'm going to go back into free form group conversation here, and then we will spend those 2 turns. So go ahead.
Fix the gun. Bippers, you want to fix the gun together?
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, is there anyone who can't swim?
I'm probably not too good at it.
Okay, well, you're probably tall enough that you can just like wade, but
I am night blind.
Also,
Oh,
Vincent,
that's a
were
good
you saying
point.
something that we should get before Woody started talking? I thought you were saying something.
What was I saying? We have to get something to help us with a net. A net.
Dead.
Do they have
Yes.
nets here, or like anything that we could? I don't know, a crate, a barrel, something we could trap them in.
well, with my
Or-
hunting skills, I could possibly fashion a net with some rope, if we have any rope.
Well, I mean, they said we could have access to their stuff when we were fixing the gun. So there's got to be rope. We'll take some rope.
I wonder if they have any of that sticky stuff Vincent found earlier in the cave.
You're obsessed with this sticky stuff. Let it go, Craig.
So what's your plan with that sticky stuff in this scenario?
We stick him. I could just stick to him, just run up and hug him, and then he's stuck to me.
We stick them, and then they're sticky.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, so we're going to start with, this is our first sunstroke here, kind of leading up into lunchtime. And the dwarves are kind of going about their routine, and they're sort of leaving you guys free reign of the camp for now. So all their crates and various supplies are out. And you can go ahead and we'll start with Craig. What will you do for your sunstroke, Craig?
I'm looking for that sticky stuff.
Okay, go ahead and make a guile check for me.
Where'd my dice go? Because I mean, like, it's crazy that's not where it came from, right? The dwarves. I got a 17 and my guile's a 6, so 23. Or yeah.
Okay, so you're rummaging through, and you do find a crate. You pop the lid off, and it's packed with sort of old and sort of moldy straw. And inside, you find 2 clay vessels that contain a heavy sort of boiled pitch, similar to what you saw before.
I'm gonna put one in like my backpack situation, and then I'm just gonna carry one under the other arm, under an arm.
Okay.
Right.
Anything else you're gonna do with that sunstroke?
No, I think that should be good for me.
Okay. Constable Bippers.
I am going to make my way over to their big old wand and try to fix that thing.
All right. So over near the end of the track, the big rail as it stands, you see that there's a shroud, a sort of a heavy burlap tarp over some, presumably this tunnel carver, the big blast wand. And so, yeah, what do you do?
I'm gonna kind of do like a circle around it, kind of marvel, kind of do like nods to myself, like a guy checking out like an old car, just kind of like, oh yeah, she's nice. Ooh.
Oh yes, okay. So you pull off the burlap cover, and you see this long wand. It sort of looks like your wand, but in bigger version. Obviously, it's got 2 chambers to it and a massive propellant crystal on it. But you can see that a few parts are broken and malaligned. There's scratches along it, and part of it looks like it's been bashed in. You think if you can find the right supplies, you might be able to do some repairs if given the time. But it's going to take some somnium to do those repairs. Yeah.
How much somnium would you say? I got 2.5 of those guys there.
Let me make a check here. It's going to be a little bit depending on, how well you roll, as far as how much somnium it takes to make these repairs. And you could have somebody assist you to help your check.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to call in for some help here. Anybody?
I don't have any somnium, but I feel like we should ask if they do.
Yeah, good idea. Yeah, I'm gonna head back to sort of like the main area and just kind of walk around saying, "Somnium, anybody got any somnium? Somnium for the wand."
Carlin responds to your request, and he asks you why. He's asking you if you need the red gem.
Yeah, the guy I'm gonna need that red gem. Helps to fix the wand that you need.
Well, he tells you that he does need it repaired, and he asks you if he helps you if it'll get his brother back.
I'm not entirely sure how, but we'll help. We'll do that if we do. Yes, it will happen.
So tell me what stat you're going to use to try and persuade or charm or bully Carlin into giving you this gem.
I'm going to try to use vigor, which is a 5. And,
all right. So what's that look like?
I'm going to kind of like puff up and be like, listen, dude, if you don't give us the things that we need to fix the thing that you need to fix, then the things that you want to happen aren't going to happen. It's that simple, buddy. And I'm like puffing out my chest, and I'm much taller than him, obviously. So, doing that. Yeah, very convincing.
Okay, give us a roll on that.
Ooh, a 23.
He seems convinced, and he pulls out a little pouch around his waist, and he gives you 3 somnium pieces.
Ooh.
And you get the impression that that's what he's got.
Well, thanks, buddy. I think we can make this work.
All right, and we're going to move to Vincent.
I'm gonna go. I want to talk to Lord Yennik.
Okay.
What's going on, Vincent?
Listen, I know that you and I haven't really always got along. You're always kind of harping on my style. Being the healer, the dead raiser. We're kind of at odds. But listen, how are you doing on Somnium?
Well, funny you should mention that. I was just gonna come find you and see if you could help me with that situation. I'm pretty low over here.
Yeah, I was thinking that we're entering a pretty dangerous situation. As much as I love raising the dead, I don't want to bring any of us back. So if I could help you get some more somnium, I'd be willing to lend my services.
I like where this is going. How do you do that exactly?
Well, it's a little hard to explain. It's mostly all muscle memory at this point, but maybe if you watch a few times, maybe you'll learn yourself.
All right, let's do this.
I'm not actually sure what the game mechanic is.
So, if you're going to extract somnium from Lord Yennik, then for the next full sun cycle, they will not be able to rest or take sleep. They'll be drained of their dream energies. So, basically, the next night they won't be able to recover rest from sleeping.
Cool. Yeah, I'll let him know of the dangers that face him. That it may be a little draining for you. That and it may be hard to recover from it if you get hurt. But I guess it's kind of trading out one for the other.
And mechanically speaking, the pulling ritual or the drawing ritual is a little bit different for every practitioner. So some practitioners might use a cigar and blow smoke over the the person they're pulling from, and then the gem sort of appears on the person's chest or on their forehead. Others, more sort of violent or evil pullers can actually draw against someone's will, and this could sometimes look like pulling it out through their skin, or making them cough it up, something like that. So you have sort of control as a puller over. You have your set ritual, but you can kind of contrive that yourself as far as what that looks like for you. Sometimes there's an instrument involved. Some people might. Anyways, very personalized.
Well,
So
I'm
does
gonna
that-
have to bury you in a shallow grave.
Wait, what?
You'll lie on the ground. I'll put some wood over you. I'll bury you, and then I'll start the extraction. Don't worry.
There's
I'll
only
bring you
stone
out of
around
it.
here. This seems really sketchy, man.
Promise, I'll bring you out. But that's the only way I know how to do it.
I get all the somnium.
You get to keep it. I know you have a good heart.
I know you don't. So I'm a little worried, but whatever. Let's do it. Let's give it a go.
All right, so you guys kind of go off this sunstroke and you perform this ritual and extract somnium from Lord Yennik. So I'm going to let you use your vision score and roll the relevant dice to see how many somnium you can extract. And I just want to give
Cool.
the provision that I might change that mechanic later if I find it to be unbalanced. But that's what we're going to play it for now.
Cool. My vision score is 6, so would that be a D6?
So then you would roll a d6.
I got 4.
All right. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to have Lord Yennik make a vigor check as well.
I got a natural 20. Which
Okay.
is a 22, I think. Yeah.
So you're feeling fine. It's a little bit eerie, but yeah, you're good.
Cool.
Okay, so we're going to move on now to Alka and her activity for the sunstroke.
I am going over to the closet or shed or whatever it is that they're getting the tools to fix the wand, and I'm looking for some rope, and if I find it, I'm going to work on fashioning a net for our expedition or adventure or whatever.
Okay, so make a guile check to search through the belongings of the dwarves here.
I got a 10.
Okay, so this is not an exhaustive list of what is there, but here are some of the things that you find. You do find a mass of coiled rope. Looks like it's a little bit tangled up. You find a pair of leather boots. You find a set of dwarven chainmail, some flares, and a blast apron. And the blast apron is also on top of a box that has a obvious sort of warning symbol of like danger. You know, it's a big red sort of like exclamation mark with, you know, rays of explosive motion around it, basically, kind of a crude little stencil.
Okay, well, I'm going to take the rope and I'm going to take the flares, and I am going to keep a mental note of that box and try to ask Mahlin about it later.
Okay. And you could spend the rest of this sunstroke preparing the rope by untangling it, essentially.
Okay, will I not be able to untangle and make a net in this same stroke?
Make a guile check.
Okay, I got a 15.
Yeah, that'll do it. You'll be able to weave some kind of a little bit of a net, one small net. And so, Effie, are you assisting Constable Bippers' efforts?
Yeah, so I'm gonna head over there and ask him if I can provide him with any assistance.
All right, so you guys are both going to be making guile checks, and based on if you succeed at your guile check, Effie, you're going to give advantage to Constable Bippers. Otherwise, there will be no benefit. So you're going to be working against a 14 to assist Constable Bippers, and basically that just entails like handing him tools and like, you know, hold this here, blah blah. But you could still fuck it up. So
Thank God I got a 15, so
Okay.
I'm capable of handing tools.
you're a very capable assistant. You make his job a lot easier. He seems to be sweating from the effort. You get the impression that he has not done this sort of repair before, and he's kind of improvising about it. Constable Bippers, you now have advantage. You get to roll twice and take the better of two rolls. You are going to be rolling against a 16 in order to fix this thing.
What score of mine should I add to this, or is it just?
So you're going to roll a d20 and add your guile score. Roll twice, take the better of the two rolls.
18.
Okay, so at the cost of 4 somnium pieces, you are going to be able to get this wand back in shape. And so you guys tinker, and after a couple hours go by, you sort of have it primed to do a test charge.
Nice.
If you want to, not obligated to, of course.
Oh, absolutely, I want to. Is this like a handheld one or like a big like mounted type thing?
If you're going to carry it, typically it would be like pushed around on like a little cart, you know, and would be used to like melt big sections of like wall, basically. you could potentially carry it at your side like a minigun, sort of, but it would be heavy. It would be like all you could manage to do that.
What could I affix like straps to it? Like, could I fashion those boys up?
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
I could carry it for you.
Nah, dude, this one's mine, brother.
I meant like I could just hold it and you do the rest.
Nah, bro.
Good luck walking around with that thing.
Okay.
I don't care if I look ridiculous. I am ridiculous. Yeah, I'm gonna pick this thing up. And I'm gonna do a test charge on it. Are we by a mountain face that I can smash it into?
You're near the end of the tunnel. You could, continue the work. Or there's stalagmites, there's pillars, all kinds of stuff around. The
Yeah.
dwarves might not appreciate you, tearing through their work, but
Yeah, I'm gonna go into kind of walk sort of into the tunnel. Not super far in, just kind of do a test charge to make sure it works.
okay. So you're going to need to use some somnium to prime the wand.
How much?
So it's a double-barreled it's got two propellant crystals. So when you feed a somnium to it, it's going to have two charges, and it's got a double trigger, so you can either fire one shot or both at once.
Okay. On second thought, one, I don't have enough somnium, and it seems like this. Yeah, I'm gonna save those somniums for when we need to use this thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So now you carry the gun back.
So now I carry this thing back like a guy just walking into town with his giant dick in his hand.
All right. So that's the end of the first sunstroke here, and you can see that now that you're kind of primed to pay attention to it, there is sort of a very low weather pattern to this area, and things are getting more humid as the day goes on. There's sort of condensation forming on the walls and little puddles forming around the camp on the bottom of the ground. So we're going to move to this next sunstroke. Everybody's got another action, and we'll start with Craig.
I'd like to ask any of the dwarves and what kind of general direction away from the camp they think the Lizzies are coming from, or at least exist.
So you've got a good rapport with Colin, and he goes aside and he walks with you. He shows you where the old river used to flow, and it kind of goes off to the left. Then down this sort of sloping, narrowing tunnel. It's pitch black down there, and you can see, a little rivulet of water kind of starting to form and bleed out down there. And he's telling you that that's where they think that Rollin was taken, but basically that they, are charged not to leave their camp. They can't, leave themselves exposed. They've just not felt equipped to go out and venture out there. They don't know how many of these creatures they are. They don't know, what they might be working with, but and then he gets a little bit upset and he sort of has to excuse himself. It seems like he flips his goggles down. He says something about the moisture levels rising in the tunnel, and he sort of kind of gives you a half-hearted embrace and walks off.
Is there any way I could convince him to sit with me?
You could make a check, maybe a grace check.
Yeah. So I'd like to ask him. Would you mind sitting with me? I kind of need a second set of eyes for what I'm about to do. So yeah. I'm sorry. What kind of check did you say that was?
Grace.
Grace. I got a 15 total.
All right, Craig. I think I can carve out some time for you.
Oh, I appreciate that, Carlin. So I'd like him to sit with me. We can sit back to back, cross-legged on the ground. Just outside of camp, not too far out, but I would like to be facing towards the what would we call them? The reptile people. I'd like to sit facing that way and kind of exude out as much as my fog for this whole rest and try to get a kind of lay an idea of the land, even if it's just that area right outside the base.
Now that is something you've got going on there.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how it all functions yet. I pull up the Mask of Bog and I show it to Colin, and it seems that everything comes from this, but I'm not quite sure how it works. I'm getting flashes and fake memories. I think things I don't remember until I've came across this, and but
All
so
right,
far
make a vision check, Craig.
I got a 14.
All right, so you open your eye patch and you let your mist out and you reach out into the darkness and you probe around for a while and sort of you reach your limit of how deep you can reach, but you have a sense now of the tunnel goes down a ways, it curves and then fills with water, and it looks like there's your fog can just make it over where the water level rises up to the top. So you can see there's an area where you're going to have to dip down underwater you likely will have to anyways without some kind of way to stay on top of the water to kind of make it to the other end of this dip in the tunnel.
Okay.
And Constable Bippers.
I sorry, my stuff is all messed up here. I'm gonna kind of just walk forward, kind of have a look around.
Anything in particular you're looking for?
Just supplies. More somnium crystals for sure. I only have 1.5. That's probably what we're gonna need.
Okay, you don't find any somnium as you're looking about. Something that precious would likely not be unguarded, but you do find some of these other supplies. You find a blast apron and a box marked with a danger symbol. You find a dwarven chain shirt, leather boots, and of course there are sheep and goats kind of casually milling about, chomping at bits of like moss and stuff growing. They don't look like regular sheep and goats that you've seen. They have like very thin, small eyes. They have darker, colored fur and complexion, and very wrinkly, sort of like fleshy faces. Yeah.
I kind of feel like we could use one of these goats as maybe additional bait to get the Lizzies out.
I don't know.
Nah.
We've killed a lot of animals.
It's one more.
Make an omelet. Okay, I want to grab the blast apron. I think I probably need that as I have this giant wand now.
All right, so this is built for dwarven proportions. It's a little bit tight on you, but it's basically like layers and layers of some kind of laminated like leather and like maybe bits of like metal reinforcement in there too. Basically picture like a big like bomb response team kind of thing, and it's got a big coif neck that kind of goes up almost like to your eyeballs, and it's like has spots to put your arms through where there's like sort of these articulated gloves. It's definitely a unwieldy thing to wear, but it feels like it would give you a lot of protection.
And did anyone grab the explosives? Like, or the what are clearly explosives?
No.
I'm gonna grab those too.
Okay. And Lord Yennik.
Am I still buried right now underground?
The ritual has commenced, and you've got your somnium. You're brushing off the soil and the whatever slobber that Vincent had throughout his process of pulling from you.
Well, that didn't feel too bad, I got 4 somnium out of it. I'm feeling about the same as before. I don't know if we should. And I'm gonna ask Vincent. Should we go round 2 on this ritual, or is there some other stuff we should do to prepare?
I need some sleep at this point. I'm pretty beat, so I was gonna go take a nap.
Oh, I see how it is. Okay.
I can't just do this all day. I didn't sleep at all last night.
I really liked the tomb. It was kind of nice. I don't
Well,
know.
we can do it again later. Besides, I'm a little worried about there's all this moisture collecting. I don't know how far that river pulls in here. I don't want you to drown, so I'm gonna go find somewhere dry to nap off this polling ritual. I would suggest you do the same, but I don't think you're gonna be able to sleep.
Okay. Well, in that case, I guess I will just kind of rest and yeah, that's what I'll do.
All right. So the rest of the day sort of passes on, and we're going to take a short intermission bathroom break type thing here for anybody that needs to go and do that. And for anybody that sticks around, I'm going to need some eyes on something before we continue here.